What is up, loyal lads and ladies? My name is Midnight Wolf, and welcome to another episode of the Wolf on the Field show. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Oklahoma's Week 2 college football performance. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Oi. That was very, I don't know, underwhelming, for lack of better words. This one I'm going to definitely be a Lebby Downer, or in other words, a Debbie Downer. I was not impressed. So we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But first things first, congrats to SMU for making it a ball game. You guys did an outstanding job at keeping us on our toes, keeping us in check, humbling us, capitalizing on our mistakes. You guys did what you needed to do to at least be well respected. And I congratulate you guys. You guys lived up to an expectation that you were going to make this a ball game. You're going to make Oklahoma work for the win. So props to you guys for coming in and doing what you needed to do to at least make it a ball game. So you didn't get the win, but that's okay. Your program looks solid. Go and win the rest of your games. Not much more I can say about that. On OU side of the ball, I came into the preview of this game. I said that I wanted to see one thing, just one thing out of Oklahoma this game. And I unfortunately did not see it. That was consistency. I did not see a consistent Oklahoma football team in today's performance. Now, I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer in this one. The last, the last episode that we covered, the reaction of week 1, I had very little bad things to say, but probably this entire thing is going to be nothing but bad, and I hope that will change next week, because everything just looked out of whack. Everything from players not looking like they they didn't look like they knew what they were doing. They looked out of place. They looked out of sync. Dylan Gabriel kind of looked like the last year's Dylan Gabriel. He just didn't look like he had the confidence that he had last week. He had a lot of confidence last week against Arkansas State, but a flip of a switch, it's inconsistency. That is a problem with Oklahoma. Just the program as a whole. They never can seem to figure out how to be a consistent unit. And that is going to be a problem. That is going to be a major problem in this new era, this new coming era of college football. Being in a new conference, being in an expanded playoff era. We're going to need to do better, because the standard is going to be set much, much higher going into the next season. We need to be ready. And to do so, we've got to take care of business each and every game this year. And yes, that includes OU Texas. And if you play against Texas like you did today, They're going to run all over you. They're going to pass all over you. It was, compared to last week, this Oklahoma team was a night and day difference in the negative direction. Now, that being said, there were some highlights. There were some. But I think probably the worst part of today's performance had to be Levy's playing calling. That was unacceptable. I don't know what that was. I hate throwing excuses out. And I don't want to. I don't want to throw excuses. That is inexcusable play calling by Levy. Like, going up the middle, 3 plays in a row. Like, eventually the opponent is going to catch on. Eventually they're gonna see that. There were so many opportunities, especially when they brought in Jackson Arnold to come in to do those like little QB run plays. They should have, like, the first time it worked. The second time would have been the perfect opportunity to have him line up as though they're going to run it and then throw the football. But they didn't. They played just so vanilla on offense. They didn't change anything up except for maybe 1 or 2 drives. The 2 drives that they like had really good scoring was solid. They looked like the Arkansas State game. But other than those 2 drives, it was like, what are they doing? They didn't change up the plays. It was just the same plays over and over again. And you can't do that. And that's the part that, like, if I was going to have an excuse, it's that maybe, just maybe, I highly doubt it, but maybe this was a way that they could conceal their better plays. You know, looking ahead in the next couple of weeks, because after we play Tulsa, who, after today, I was a little underwhelmed with their performance against Washington, but I don't know, they could still play very well against us, and we need to be ready for them. But Cincinnati, they could very well be a team to be worried about. If we play the way that we did today, we're probably going to lose to Cincinnati. They will have home field advantage. And so the energy level, everything will be going towards Cincinnati in that game. And we cannot play the way we did. And maybe that is it. Maybe we were holding on to some plays that we just don't want to show yet. I hope that is the case. That is like worst case scenario, I guess. Best case scenario is we just had a really bad game, and that's not the game that we're going to have going forward, and we come out lights out. I don't know. It's just really bad. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, there were definitely some glaring issues, and there were issues that were definitely, we had some signs of these issues against Arkansas State, in particularly the secondary. They played exactly how I worried they would play against a team who has a decent passing game. And this is just SMU. We've got much more difficult offensive teams that we've got to play this year. I mean, I just watched Quinn Ewers destroy Alabama in the passing game. He threw out some outstanding throws that our guys would not be able to keep up with. At least today's guys. Maybe Arkansas State's guys, but even then, they weren't very disruptive. That's concerning. That is going to be a weakness that Texas is probably going to exploit. if we don't do something about it. I don't care if you have to like look at your depth chart and find like a freshman that that could play better secondary defense than what we saw. That is concerning, to say the least. So, was not impressed with that. Now, I do want to do a little bit of good stuff. There were some silver linings in today's game. People were complaining that we didn't have good running, like a good running back, or one that really just stood out to anybody against Arkansas State. I think we saw that guy today. I think that we have a very solid running back in Walker. He did an outstanding job. And you know what? I know I'm not very popular yet, but I'm going to coin his nickname, the Ranger, as in Walker. I'm not even going to say that middle word. I'm going to treat them as a cuss word. But Walker blank Ranger. No, but I think that he did an outstanding job. He was very physical. He was able to break through the defensive line several times tonight. And so, if anything, like, I would reward the game ball to Walker in his performance. He was really the only player out of the entire team that really stepped up and really shined. Farouk had some decent plays. You know, he got a touchdown. He did a good job, but he didn't really stand out in his performance. Walker did. So, mega props to him and his performance. I hope he keeps it up. I hope he stays healthy. But we need more people to step up. I think Stutzman, he did an outstanding job on the defensive side of the ball, where he was able to at least stop the mid, like the running game. He did an outstanding job at stopping. And I wish more people on the defense would have stepped up. I don't want to be a couch coach. I don't know much about the sport. I'm going to be brutally honest. But I do know this. If you line up like 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, all somebody has to do on the receiver's side of the football, all they have to do is go up maybe a quick slant or a comeback play. I'm kind of blanking on the terminology there, but just go like 3 yards, turn around, catch the football, and they immediately can get like 3, 4, sometimes 5 yards a catch. They only have to do that 2 to 3 times, and that's a first down. We've got to get closer to the opponent's receivers. We cannot play this deep. If they start beating you, if they start getting behind you, that's when you make the adjustment. But if they are able to get those 3, 4 yards at play, they're going to chip away. And they're going to get closer and closer to that end zone. And even if they don't get the end zone, then they're in field goal range. But if you really tighten things up and play a lot closer, you're going to make things happen. You're going to put more pressure on them. You're going to make it to where they have to earn that catch. But once again, I'm kind of talking as a couch coach. I'm no coach, and maybe I don't know any better. But at least from what I saw, we're playing way too far off the line of scrimmage. We need to play closer, so that way people can't get these quick little short passes. I mean, look at Texas. They are known for their screen passes. They do them just about every game. Just short little dumps off towards the sideline. They have a blocker, and they're able to get 3, 4, 5 yards a play. Just a little teeny tiny pass, and yet they can make a big impact. So yeah, we've got to do something about that. We've got to make that adjustment. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say. I'm very happy that we got the win. SMU, they're a solid football team. Very respectful. But we've got work to do. And what we saw today is not college football playoff ready. I hope that changes. So that's really all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hate being a Debbie Downer, or in this case, a Lebby Downer. But I just had to get that off my chest because I was very underwhelmed today. And I need to see more from Oklahoma next week when we go and play Tulsa. So please get ready, get prepared. Don't sleep on Tulsa. Don't sleep on any team this week or this season, because any team can win on a good day. That's all I have. Good night, you guys. Talk at you sometime next week. I really appreciate all of you guys for taking the time out of your evening to come and watch this rant. Hope it wasn't too depressing, but we got the win. That's what matters. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.